Today, I'm going to do an experiment combining water, vegetable oil, and salt. I'm also going to use food coloring, but just for a more exciting effect. First, you start out with your clear container so that you can see the results. And you're going to add approximately 3/4 of a cup of water. Once you've got your water, you're going to add your food coloring, if you choose to, into your water. Once you've got your food coloring stirred in, you're going to add approximately 1/3 of a cup of vegetable oil. Now that we have our water and oil combination, you can see that the oil is floating on top of our green water. Next, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of salt. Before I add the salt, you're going to make a hypothesis. My question is, what will happen to my water and oil combination when I add a tablespoon of salt? Please make your hypothesis in the form, I think that blank will happen because. Take a second to pause the video and write your hypothesis. Now I will add 1 spoonful of salt. Watch carefully to see what happens. As you can see, once I added the salt, it created little oil bubbles that floated down to the bottom and came back up to the top. Now it's time for some follow-up questions. What happened to the water when I put the oil in? And what happened to the salt when I put it into the water and oil combination? Time for my 24/7 explanation. As you saw, when I added the oil to the water, it floated on top of the water. That's because oil is less dense than water, and since it is less dense than the water, it will float on top of the water. When I added the salt, it sunk down to the bottom, dragging oil with it because it is more dense than the water and the oil. So it dragged the oil down to the bottom, and once the salt was dissolved in the water, it released the oil and floated back up to the top. My 7-word explanation is less dense will float and dense